So somebody asked me how to do the Excel assignment, calculating your grade right here, week 4. This is the one, right? That's the one, De Jesus, correct? So I'm going to download this file and give you all access to that. Let me just pause the video while I get you a URL for it. Well, you might want to see this. So this is Google Drive, and I'm going to go into school, and then Spring, and then FCC, and CIT 15. And I'll just show in Finder, and I don't need that. And put that there. And so there's that starting template. And I could share that and just get a link. Anybody who has this link could copy it. And short URL. You go to Google URL shortener and put this in and see if we get a good URL. So that's pretty good. You don't like L's or I's in your URL. So if you go to that URL right there, you could download a starting document template. So that URL, that's it. So if you're watching this video online, that's the URL you go to. And when you go to that URL, it'll take you to a, and let me just go to a incognito browser. So when I go to that URL, it takes me to this. And then I could go File, Download as Microsoft Excel. Or, I don't know if I can make a copy here. I'd have to be logged into Google. If I was logged into Google, I think I can make a copy. Right there, make a copy. So let me just see if what happens when I'm logged into Google. It's going to recognize me, and then I'll just be like, you're the owner. But if you're logged into Google, you should be able to make a copy. So you have all of this right here. And this is basically the solution. But I want you to understand what's happening. So these are all the assignments from Blackboard. So at the point at which you're watching this video, might be a different semester. There might be 1 or 2 assignments which I've taken out, or 1 and 2 which I've added in. So you just want to check this list here against the list on Blackboard, right? Like, what are all the assignments? So you could just line them up. Well, I'd line them up like this. And then here. And then here. And then here. So I can line them up and I can compare them. Okay? So that's all of your assignments that are on Blackboard. And then here's all the stuff which is on my IT lab. So you have all that stuff on my IT lab. And then here's all the stuff for your attendance. If you're in my online class, these need to be changed to discussions. So you change these to discussions. And then for my IT lab, that's worth half of your grade. That's 50% of your grade. So you take this value right here, which is cell H33, and you multiply that by 50%, because that's worth 50% of your grade. So it's H33 times 50%. Am I recording this? I am. Good, I started recording. And then here, for your assignments, that's worth 40% of your grade. So you take this cell right here, which is E53, which is the average of all that stuff up above. And you say E53 times B2. 40% of my grade comes from whatever I earned on my assignments. And I get that. And then you do your participation. And that's 10%, so that's either your discussions or your showing up in class. Cell K35, so it's K35 times 10%, cell B3. And that gives me that percentage. So here is my grade in the class. I add those 3 up, sum C1 through C3. I add those 3 up, and that gives me my grade in the class without extra credit. So extra credits down here at the bottom. And each of those are worth like 5%, I think. So you could just add in extra credit right here. So I might take this extra credit right here and cut it, and that's just 2 columns, and put it here. And each of these are worth, I think, 5%. So I could put in whether or not I earned it or not, right? So I could say, I'm just trying to figure out how to do it. So down here, I'd say whether or not I earned it. Let me put these over here. So I could say I earned all the extra credit. And then I could say, okay, well, it's equal to this cell times, I got 100% on the extra credit, so I earned 5%. And I could just copy that down, same deal, right? So this is equal to those 2 cells, this one times that one. This one's equal to this one times that one. We look at that formula. It's only equal to D4. That's not what I want. This is equal to that times that. There we go. That's what I want, 5%. And then copy that down. There we go. So then I could add up all of that up above, sum, and sum all this up. And that would be my grade in the class. That's not correct. I would sum up all of this from there to there, right? And so I'd have 113% of the class. I'm done. But then you could use that to help figure out, like, when is it that I could stop? And right about, no, I need to come up, do a few more, done, got an A. Right? So that's the power of calculating it. That's a weighted average. Some people do points. You could do the points method in a class for keeping track of grades, or you could do the weighted average. This is the weighted average. So we have averages for different categories, right? 50%, 40%. So I find out what I earned in that category, and I multiply that by the amount of my grade, the percentage of my grade that comes from that. So that's how that works, calculating your grade. You should be able to do it. This is pretty much done for you. Just add in the extra credit part, so you're going to have to do a little figuring. I'm wondering if by me adding that in, I'm just going to take it out of this in case I was actually changing the document. So you have to do it yourself. So bring this over here and change that. Cool? Does that help? All right.